Hi you guys, I'm back. Wanted to jump on and just share a little bit. Let me grab this dog before he runs off after somebody who knows what. The foxes are actually back in the canyon, and if you come real early, you could see them up in the rocks. They're so cute. Well, I just wanted to share, just finished up a women's retreat. Have my Connect Church Women's Retreat 2023 jacket on, and I'm still reeling and still flying high from everything that happened. And I just wanted to share a little bit what happened previously. I've always, if you know me, I've always struggled with fear and what people nicely called shyness. I called timidity, and the Holy Spirit said, I didn't give that to you. And I don't want anything at this point in my life that He did not give me. So I've been dealing with that, crying out for boldness and courage. And anyway, about in the fall, my husband and I went to Vancouver because we really love the Bethel Church in Redding, worship and preaching and all that teaching. I've just grown so much just watching it online. And I saw that they were going to be in Vancouver, Washington, where my younger brother and his family lives. And so I thought, I'm gonna go. So Bob and I made plans and went on a Friday morning, and were able to be at the service that Friday night, which was wonderful. And then we spent the night at David's house and came home the next day. But at that service, it was in a church, but the church was a actual warehouse, huge place, packed with people. And the service was amazing. The worship time was led by Richard, I forget his name, last name, long dreadlocks, I had seen him online, and he's pretty outrageous, but in person, he just really has a freedom and a childlike to just do in the moment whatever Holy Spirit tells him to do. And when you're there and you're me, you're kind of shaking in your boots, you know, don't come near me. We were kind of in the middle, on the edge of where all the, you know, more laid back people were. We were like right in the middle, and in front of us, everybody was running to the front and getting slain in the spirit, dancing, jumping, having a great time. So I was definitely feeling the presence of God and enjoying it. But at one point, Richard came walking over the chairs right toward our direction, and getting closer and closer, and he literally, we were like in the left aisle, and there was a middle section, and then there was a third section. He was in that middle section, and we were on the edge of the third section and he came up to a couple of people, and he literally laid down on their laps, and they began to shake and were delivered and began to worship. And that's just what it was like. And I was going, oh my goodness, he's looking this way. So at that point, it was getting late. It was like, and we were very tired anyway. And it was like 10:30, something like that. So I said, Bob, well, maybe it's time for us to get up and go. So we stood up, and we turned. That's when I realized all behind us were all these quiet people, and they looked actually like I felt like they wanted to leave too. But anyway, we went out and we got in our car, and on the ride home, Bob said, didn't you hear that, Linda? And I said, what? I didn't hear it. And he said, right as we got to the back of the church and Richard had gone back to the front, he turned and looked toward us from the front of the building all the way to the back, and he said, Linda, get free. I didn't hear it. But my husband, and he wouldn't lie, he heard it. And I don't know why I didn't hear it. I was just intent, get to your car, get to your car. And so anyway, I wept all the way home the next day, and I missed it, God. I'm such a coward, you know, I should have been at the front. And anyway, I just decided, okay, God, I want to get free. I need to get free. And Richard was not calling out other names. I didn't hear the whole evening him calling out anybody's name. He doesn't know me from Adam. So whether he was calling out to another Linda, he was looking toward us, Bob said. So anyway, from that time till this, God has been just taking me on a journey of desiring freedom and desiring my voice and desiring to be identified with Him, not identified with fear and timidity and everything that carries, and why is it there. And anyway, I can't even. And then this retreat came up, and my pastor asked me to be on the leadership team to plan it, and I thought, okay, I'll be on the team. I can help. I can wash dishes, send out whatever. And then the meetings would continue. She put another gal in charge of facilitating it, and wanted her to choose speakers and people to do a little skit, and people to do communion and different things. We were going to just build it from the ground up. And they had decided at the start it would be called Wailing Women for the Lord, for the Lost Women's Retreat. It would be about prayer. And so anyway, long story short, I ended up being one of the main speakers. And so then began the last month or so of just fighting fear. Yes, you're going to do this because I can't. And then the skit came up. We got to do this skit. And so they put me in charge of it. And I thought, oh, good. I could choose the actors. I love to write at skit. I like to write. And so I wrote it all out, and I had a couple of ladies excited about it. Was just required 3. And so we would practice. And then right toward the end, about a week and a half before the retreat, my main character said they're going to be out of town for the month. So I got to step into the main role. So God has just said, you asked for it, Linda, you asked for it. Anyway, back to the topic that I was speaking about, which I enjoyed doing, which took almost an hour compared to a 15-minute skit. It was much more enjoyable because it was, we were talking about prayer, and they said my topic would be, what does prayer look like? And I think they thought that I was going to talk about something kind of surfacey, like everybody prays different. Some people pray in the morning. You can pray in your car. And actually, the Holy Spirit had me talk about presence and what I have shared on here about rejecting the presence out of Esther. And then the second part was going to be about, after you find presence, that's where you start your petitions and making your decrees. So it was really, those 2 revelations came to me over this past year, totally separate, but how God just combined them. So it was really good. The Holy Spirit just brought, I had a lot of notes. I did a lot of reading of them, but it was a start, and I really found a big freedom. People don't understand how you know, how huge that is for me. And the skit was about laying your burdens down. It was called This Is What It Looks Like. And I played the character of the Holy Spirit. and how the other character would bring burdens, and I would meet with her and tell her and encourage her. And they enjoyed that so much that this last Sunday we performed it in front of church. So I thought the pressure was off at the retreat. But anyway, God is just hearing my heart, and the freedom, the fear is gone. Even though my voice couldn't shake, you know, just symptom of the past. That's all it is. And so I'm excited about the future. So, and I will add more to this. I don't know how long my video is going to last here, but I just wanted to touch base and say, if you are in the area of Redmond and need a church home, we are Connect Church on 4th Street. We don't have our own building, but we are renting the Seventh Day building. They use it Saturdays, we use it Sundays, and so we have banners, black and white banners that look like that. If you do not have a church home, we are there Sunday morning, 10 o'clock. A wonderful children's ministry is starting up with new curriculum that I am in charge of. So your kids are in capable hands that will love your kids and pray for your kids. So anyway, I think that's it. I better get going on home. I love you, and I pray that you have a blessed and peaceful season, this beautiful season of May. Bye.